On the night of October 14th, 2025, a silence hung over the control room of the Subaru Telescope in Hawaii. The red digits of the wall clock glowed faintly against the dark. 1:37 a.m. The night shift astronomers were half awake, sipping bitter coffee, staring at monitors filled with stars. Then one of them, a graduate researcher named Kaoru Nishida, froze.
Secrets surround us, waiting to be uncovered. From ancient mysteries to hidden truths, nothing stays buried forever. You're watching Uncharted Truths. Subscribe, like, and join the journey into the unknown.
On her screen, a faint blur appeared against the static of stars, moving far too quickly to be anything ordinary. She called over her supervisor, and within seconds, the quiet of the room broke into a flurry of shuffling chairs, rapid keystrokes, and breathless voices. The object had a designation: 3I Atlas, the third recorded interstellar visitor to ever enter our solar system. But within hours, it became clear this was unlike anything that had ever been seen before. Astronomers had long been used to comets, icy wanderers that loop around the sun. They glow, they sputter, they die. But 3I Atlas moved differently. Its velocity was wrong, 58 kilometers per second, screaming through space at over 130,000 miles an hour. That alone should have been enough to make it remarkable. But what truly terrified the scientists was its trajectory. It wasn't orbiting the sun. It wasn't bound to any gravity. It had come from deep interstellar space, and it was leaving just as fast. The last time something like this happened was with Oumuamua in 2017, and even that object left behind more questions than answers. But 3I Atlas was worse. By October 18th, telescopes around the world were turned toward it: Hubble, the James Webb, and dozens of ground observatories. The first spectra came in, and the data made no sense. Normally, when comets approach the sun, they start releasing water vapor. The heat vaporizes their ice and creates tails visible from millions of miles away. But 3I Atlas wasn't releasing water. It was spewing carbon dioxide, 8 times more CO2 than H2O. That alone implied something staggering. This object had never, ever been near a star before. It had spent billions of years wandering the void, untouched, frozen, a fragment of some forgotten system. But now, for the first time, it was waking up. NASA scientists, led by Dr. Martin Cordner, used the James Webb Space Telescope to measure the molecular composition of the gas pouring from the object. When they analyzed the light, they realized the ratios were completely wrong. It wasn't behaving like any comet, asteroid, or natural body they'd ever seen. The conclusion that filtered quietly through private email threads and internal memos was simple and chilling. Either this object was impossibly dense, or it was under some kind of control. When comets vent gas, they accelerate. The pressure of released vapor acts like a thruster, subtly pushing them off their predicted course. Every single comet ever studied has done this, but 3I Atlas didn't move, not a single fraction of a degree. It stayed perfectly on track, as though something or someone was keeping it that way. Within days, speculation ignited. Dr. Avi Loeb of Harvard's Galileo Project, the same scientist who once proposed Oumuamua could be artificial, announced that 3I Atlas's motion was anomalously precise. His team ran models accounting for every gravitational influence in the solar system, from Jupiter's pull to the faint tug of Neptune's moons. The object's path should have wobbled. It didn't. Loeb told colleagues in an internal briefing, "We're looking at something that doesn't behave according to natural physics." Then the first signal came. At 3:16 a.m. GMT on August 9th, an amateur radio observatory in southern Spain detected a short, narrowband transmission at 1420 MHz, the same frequency hydrogen atoms emit, the so-called universal channel scientists believe any intelligent species might use to communicate. The signal lasted 11 seconds. When decoded, it contained a sequence of prime numbers: 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, a mathematical handshake. NASA denied the detection. The European Space Agency called it an instrumental anomaly. But 3 other observatories in Argentina, South Africa, and Australia reported identical data within 24 hours. No natural source could explain it, and all pointed back to 3I Atlas. As public awareness spread, online forums erupted, Reddit threads filled with decoded spectrograms, hidden patterns, and claims of structured sound. Journalists began connecting dots. The object's trajectory aligned within 9 degrees of the RAW signal detected in 1977, a mysterious radio transmission from deep space that lasted exactly 72 seconds and has never been explained. The odds of 2 unrelated phenomena coming from the same region were infinitesimal. Astronomers who tried to point this out were quickly silenced. On September 2nd, NASA abruptly restricted all public data from the James Webb Space Telescope relating to 3I Atlas. The archive was temporarily offline. The following week, the agency released a single, low-resolution image taken by the Perseverance rover's navigation camera on Mars. It showed a streak of light, elongated, bright, and smooth. Within hours, social media exploded. The Tic-Tac comet, people called it, likening it to the same shape seen by Navy pilots in the leaked 2004 encounter videos. But there was something off about the official image. It wasn't raw data. It was processed, blurred, compressed, stripped of metadata. When astrophysicists reconstructed the image from telemetry logs, they realized something shocking. The light wasn't continuous. It pulsed every 22 minutes, like a heartbeat. Meanwhile, at the European Southern Observatory in Chile, researchers working late began noticing something strange in their own images. The comet wasn't a single point of light anymore. There were multiple points, moving in formation. Tiny, faint objects clustered around the nucleus, keeping perfect distance. Drones? Probes? Fragments? No one knew, but whatever they were coordinated. By late September, as 3I Atlas approached perihelion, the point in its orbit closest to the Sun, anxiety within the scientific community had reached a breaking point. Every model predicted the same thing. During its closest pass, it would disappear behind the Sun for exactly 22 days. From October 30th to November 21st, Earth would be completely blind. Every telescope, every observatory would lose sight of it. For 3 weeks, the object would vanish, unobservable, unreachable, unconfirmed. And that's what terrified them. Because the last time something like this happened, in 2013 with comet Ison, it never came back. Ison disintegrated in the sun's heat. But others, like Lovejoy in 2011, had survived, only to emerge changed, fragmented, active in ways no one could predict. If 3I Atlas was natural, it might be destroyed. But if it wasn't? October 29th, the day before the blackout. In a quiet press conference streamed from Geneva, a European Space Agency spokesperson announced that the JUICE spacecraft, originally built to study Jupiter's moons, would attempt to observe 3I Atlas during its hidden phase, using its radiation detectors to look for energy spikes. The announcement lasted 7 minutes. No questions were taken. And then silence. As the object slipped behind the sun, a pattern of strange solar interference was picked up by the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory. Bursts of radio noise, not random, patterned, increasing in frequency until suddenly everything went dead. Now, in early November 2025, no one knows what's happening. NASA's live data feeds remain down. The European Space Agency's telemetry updates are delayed due to processing backlog. No images, no statements, only fragments of leaks, internal emails hinting at unexpected albedo variation, fragmentation events, and one chilling phrase repeated 3 times. Object is active. What does that mean? No one will say. But here's what we do know. 3I Atlas entered our solar system from the direction of Sagittarius, the same region linked to the WOW signal. It has emitted structured transmissions. It is releasing massive quantities of CO2, but no water. It moves with unnatural precision. It maintains formation with smaller bodies. And now, as it hides behind the sun at this very moment, it could be doing anything. Transforming, splitting, activating. Some researchers believe the sun's energy might trigger something dormant within it. Others believe it's simply breaking apart. But the most unnerving theory of all comes from Loeb's team at Harvard. If the object is artificial, perihelion might not destroy it. It might wake it up. December 1st, 2025. That's the date it should reappear. When it comes out from behind the sun, every telescope on Earth will be watching. Billions of eyes glued to screens. If it's gone, we'll breathe. If it's changed, the world will never be the same. For now, we wait. The silence between transmissions grows longer. The data remains hidden. And every night in observatories across the planet, astronomers stare into the empty space near the sun's glare, waiting for the first glimmer of something returning. Something ancient. Something intelligent. Something that's been watching us for a very, very long time.